Have you ever gone outside on a clear night, looked up at all those stars, and felt this incredible sense of wonder, but also maybe a little bit lost? Well, we're going to change that. In this explainer, we're going to turn that huge, mysterious sky into a familiar map that you can start reading, maybe even tonight. You know the feeling. You step outside, tilt your head back, and what do you see? A whole lot of tiny, bright dots scattered all over the place. It's beautiful for sure, but it can feel a bit random, right? Like you're missing the secret password to understand it all. Well, here's the best part. There is no secret password, because it isn't random at all. The sky is absolutely filled with amazing patterns, planets wandering on their own paths, and even our own galaxy hiding in plain sight. It really is a map, and today, you and I are going to learn how to read it together. All right, so to kick off our journey, let's make sure we're on the same page. When we say stargazing, what are we really talking about? At its heart, it's just this, the simple act of looking up and really seeing what's there. That's it. No fancy degrees, no expensive gear required. It's all about appreciating what's already up there, the stars, the planets, and those incredible patterns we call constellations. Now, it's kind of helpful to know the difference here. Stargazing is that fun, casual, wow, look at that experience. Astronomy, that's the more structured science behind it all, the math and physics. But here's the most important takeaway. You absolutely do not need to be a scientist to enjoy the cosmos. Stargazing is for everyone, period. Okay, let's talk about gear, because this is where a lot of people get tripped up. What's the best tool to get started with? Well, I've got some great news. You've already got it. This has got to be the #1 question beginners have. You see these mind-blowing photos from NASA and think, okay, guess I need a giant, expensive telescope to see anything cool, right? Nope, not at all. In fact, and this might surprise you, jumping straight to a big telescope is probably the worst way to start. It's a super common mistake, but trust me, it's an easy one to avoid. And here's why that is. Telescopes have this super narrow field of view. It's kind of like trying to find a friend in a huge crowd by looking through a paper towel roll. If you don't already know exactly where to point it, you're just going to get lost and frustrated. You end up spending the whole night hunting for things instead of actually enjoying the view. So what's a much better first step? You're going to love this. A simple pair of binoculars. Seriously, they give you a nice wide view of the sky, making it easy to get your bearings, and they'll reveal some absolutely breathtaking stuff, like the craters on the moon. Or get this, you can even see the 4 biggest moons of Jupiter looking like tiny little pinpricks of light right next to the planet. How amazing is that? All right, so you've got your eyes ready, and maybe you've grabbed some binoculars. But there's one thing that is way more important than any piece of gear you can buy. And that is location, location, location. Think about it. What's the one thing that can just completely ruin a perfect night for looking up? Especially for those of us who live in or near a city. It's something we see every single day. Or, well, every night. Yep, it's light pollution. All of that light from our street lights, our office buildings, our signs, a lot of it just beams straight up into the sky. It creates this artificial orange glow, this haze, that literally washes out the faint light from distant stars, hiding thousands of them from our view. And the difference this makes is, well, it's just staggering. In a big city, you might be lucky to see about 50 of the very brightest stars. Head out to the suburbs, and that number jumps up to maybe 500. Not bad. But if you can get to a truly dark sky, that number explodes to over 2,500 stars visible with just your eyes. It's not just a little better, it's a completely different sky. So, let's say you found a nice dark spot. You're letting your eyes adjust. What's the big reward for all this effort? Let's run through a quick checklist of the incredible things waiting for you up there. First up, planets. Here's a super easy trick to tell them apart from stars. Planets have a steady, solid light. They don't twinkle. Stars, because they're so far away, do. Keep an eye out for Mars. It's got a really distinct reddish glow. Or the 2 brightest things out there, Jupiter and Venus. They look like brilliant lamps in the sky. Next, we've got constellations, and they're so much more than just connect the dots pictures. Think of them as the big, bright signposts on the celestial highway. Once you learn to spot a few key ones, like the Big Dipper in the north or Orion in the winter, you can use them to find all sorts of other cool stuff. And here it is, the grand prize for getting away from those city lights. You'll look up and see this faint, cloudy, glowing river stretching all the way across the sky. That is not a cloud. That's the combined light of billions of stars in our home galaxy, the Milky Way. Seeing it with your own eyes is, I promise, one of the most awe-inspiring things you will ever experience. Okay, are you feeling inspired, ready to actually go do this? I thought so. Let's put everything we've talked about into a simple, foolproof plan for your very first night out under the stars. It really just comes down to 4 easy steps. 1. Find that dark spot, get as far away from city lights as you can. 2. Check the weather. Clouds are the ultimate party poopers, so you want a clear forecast. 3, and this one is so important, give your eyes a solid 15 to 20 minutes to fully adjust to the dark. Don't skip this. And 4, use a sky app on your phone. It's like having a tour guide right in your pocket. And while we're talking about phones, here is a pro tip that will change your life. The second you look at that bright white phone screen, you've wrecked your night vision. It's gone. So go into the settings on your phone or your app and turn on the red light mode. For some reason, red light doesn't mess with your dark adapted eyes, so you can check your sky map without blinding yourself. It's a total game changer. You see, when you put all these simple pieces together, something incredible happens. You make this fundamental shift. You stop just looking at a bunch of random dots in the sky and you start understanding it. You start to see the patterns, the movement, the universe. So I guess there's only one question left to ask. What are you going to discover tonight? The map is up there, waiting for you. All you have to do is step outside and look up.